What are the top 5 ways to prevent adhesion from building or coming back? Since we specialize at Barefoot Rehab in helping people who've had more than 6 months of pain and seen at least 3 other doctors or therapists without permanent relief, often when people start feeling better, they inevitably ask the question, how do I not come back into your office? The thing about adhesion is it is the most common cause of chronic pain. When you overuse your muscles, your body puts down this glue. That's what the adhesion is. It's literally glue in your muscles that causes tightness and weakness. So it's going to come back. The question is how quickly it comes back, especially if you have joint degeneration, it's going to come back faster. So there are things that you can do in order to allow it to come back a lot slower, or if you're younger, prevent it from coming back in the first place. And there are 5 things that you need to focus on. The first thing is you need to maximize muscle stress and minimize joint stress. So here's an example. The number 1 most common condition in musculoskeletal pain that people have is low back pain, usually some type of disc degeneration, a herniation, a bulge, a sequestration. I don't even know all the lists of things that happens to discs, but it's arguably the most common thing. So the funny thing about fitness and your low back is you can put a ton of stress on your leg muscles by doing single leg work, lunges, step-ups, split squats, Bulgarian lunges, and minimal stress in your discs by doing those. But if you choose to do bilateral leg lifts, kind of like a squat, a deadlift, a kettlebell swing, the stress or load on your low back goes up to moderate or to high. Number 2 is to let your muscles be fresh and not tight and sore at least 2 days a week. The way that adhesion forms is that when your muscles are chronically tight, the blood vessels become restricted. The blood can't get through, no oxygen. Free radicals, which are like pinballs bouncing around, start going all over the place in your muscles, and your body comes and patches up those little mini holes from those free radical pinballs with glue that is adhesion. So the way that you recover is you let your blood flow go through. And yes, foam rolling is helpful and massage is helpful, sure. But we get at the primary root of how adhesion forms by letting our muscles be supple, and soft, at least for a few days a week. If you're above the age of 30 and you just want to be conservative and you don't have chronic pain, or if you're above the age of 30 and you do have some level of chronic issues and you've never been diagnosed before, you're not sure what's going on, it's smart to avoid end range fitness movements or just life movements. Let's say that anytime you squat, you have a pinch in the front of your hip. And then when you go and lie down on your handy dandy chiropractic table, and you, either yourself or a doctor, brings your thigh to your chest and you feel a pinch in the front of your hip, that can be a labrum tear, that can be some type of adhesion in your hip capsule or adductor magnus, or that can be an impingement. But if you feel that passively, it doesn't make sense to go and do a squat where you actively feel that pinch. So you can still get some type of fitness movement by doing your squat, but just avoiding the last 25% of that range. Deload outside of your workout. When you do a workout, the purpose of it is to put a stressor on your body, give yourself 2 or 3 days to recover, and then you're fitter than you were before that workout. So that's the purpose of the workout. Outside of the workout, for the other 23 hours a day, we should be resting and allowing our body to relax. De-stress, the diet, and the sleep. Oftentimes, people are surprised when they come in for a consultation at Barefoot Rehab and we see either their list of medications or that they've been trying to lose weight for 5 years, or that they're eating donuts for breakfast. We'll say, you know what, you need to hire a lifestyle coach. Don't even bother coming in here before to get your adhesion removed. You just need to change your lifestyle. We need to get our immune system operating at 100% if we want to fully live a long, healthy life, recover from our workouts, and not have adhesion build back up. Our diet should be an anti-inflammatory diet, mainly vegetables, fruits, animal proteins, nuts, and seeds. When we eat inflammatory foods like grains, dairy, sugar, alcohol, it causes our immune system to be hypervigilant and our adhesion will build up very quickly. If we're always stressed out and we're cursing off at the traffic and we're giving middle fingers to people and we can't get out of our own head, we never unwind, guess what? We're always in fight or flight mode. Always being in fight or flight mode is not being in rest or digest mode. The problem with that is that we're not going to heal. So we need to either start meditating, learn how to relax, chill out, do something that's happy or joyful, go for a walk in nature, and that will allow our immune system to calm down. And the last part of it is sleep. Sleep is so important. It's the time when we heal and recover. If we're not going to bed as close to when the sun goes down, we're missing out on the prime opportune times to release growth hormone and melatonin. And those are the hormones that allow us to be anabolic, grow, and heal. The later we're going to bed, the more disturbed we are when we're going to bed, whether it's 12 p.m., 1, 2 a.m., we're missing out on those windows when those hormones are as high as can be, and we're not going to heal as well as it can be. So it might seem like small things, but when we're talking about wanting to live to 80 or 90 years old and do the things that we want to do, the food that goes into our body, how much sleep we're getting, and how much cumulative stress we're taking inside of our minds becomes a really important thing to prevent adhesion from building up and also to live as long as we want to live.